So I ain't get on. I haven't been on here for a little minute, but I've been, doing stuff. Um, yeah, I think the food stamp thing is hilarious. I think it's funny because you got all these people. Oh, I don't even know. It's like a lot of illegals. They're either illegal or they're immigrants that get bulk of America's food stamps. And then like the number is like something crazy, like 40 million. That's a lot of people getting getting assistance, and considering most of y'all can work. Like that'd be the thing. Most of y'all can work. Y'all just don't be working. I don't understand. Like, granted, I do understand, but I can't fathom it now. There's no way. There is no way I can grasp that. There's like no chance because just sitting around in the house not doing nothing, that makes no sense. I couldn't just sit around in the house for long periods of time and not do nothing. And then y'all crying about food stamps is hilarious to me. Like, and then like the Section 8 thing, I think that's funny too. Like, I had Section 8 and walked away from it, you know what I'm saying, to get married. And people thought that was crazy, but you're you're basically telling me to stay on Section 8 and not get married. The point is to not be on Section 8 forever. It's not like when I had Section 8, I had Section 8 for maybe 5 years. Four. I think four. But with me getting Section 8, and this is the thing too. Like, I kind of got to like break it down. So before before I had my daughter, because like I have my daughter now, but I knew that that was a goal. Like, that was a heart's desire, was to get my daughter back. And once once I wanted to get clean, right? Our pastor been talking about seed time and harvest, and in the waiting of your harvest, you need to posture yourself like you have the harvest, or like do things to get what you're trying to receive. Like, you can't want a business but not know anything about business. You have to want the business, see the business, and grow to know how things operate. And with me getting clean, of course I wanted my daughter, but I was paying like 500 in child support a month. So I mean, I'm working jobs and things, and I end up getting a this dude helped me get an apartment, and I got a 2 bedroom apartment. And then like 2 months after that, I got Section 8. I've never applied to Section 8 in my life, so that's how I know it was. That's how I know it was the Most High. And then I got Section 8, and then I just continued working, and things happened to where, well, actually, I was saving up. I was saving up money to be able um, to get my license because I had tickets, and I had some money saved up, and then things happened with my daughter, so I had money to go to an attorney. So I just scratched the license plan, and I was like, I'm just gonna get an attorney, and that's what I did. Now I have my daughter, sole custody, and yeah, we're here. But yeah, I walked away from having Section 8 to get married, of course. So, wish up. But yeah, I mean, of course I'd walk away from Section 8. Why am I going to stay on Section 8 to not get married to somebody that I know is my wife? That's another thing that's crazy. To the women, to the women. A man knows I'm good, I'm good. But a man knows if he's going to marry you within like 2 months, 2 months, maybe three. 'Cause I knew like I'm pretty sure I knew faster than that. But I mean, and that's the thing. I'm like praying for it too. Like, and this is before I had my daughter. I was yeah. I mean, I've been sober for a minute, but I wasn't with anybody for like 2 years, like physically with somebody. And then one day I was just praying, and then I was like, Lord, I want a wife. I don't know why. I think I was just tired of being alone, and the girl I was attempting to talk to, she just was, not that. So I don't even know what that means. Oh, that means hoe. uh, I was once upon a time, but yeah, no, I just asked for a wife, and yeah, my wife responded. I had made a post like a week or two after that, and was was being funny, and I was like, "There's no way my wife is in America." And then my wife had posted on that post, or she commented on the post, and was like, "You're right, she's probably not." And I just laughed. And then I had a dream about her, and she ran up and asked me how I was doing, gave me a hug in the dream, and then ran off because she was like, "I got a meeting. I'll see you later." Didn't think nothing of it, but I'm also not thinking of her like that, just because of life and things. And time goes on. She asked me about my dreads. I had really long dreads. Like you can't. There we go. They were like it's twice as long as that. Like my dreads were like down here, and I cut them off. And she asked me why I cut my dreads off, and I was like, oh, I went crazy and cut my hair off. That's kind of what happens. I'll kind of like not really go crazy, but I'll just I'll get stressed out, cut my hair off. Doesn't matter how long it is. Doesn't matter. I'm cutting it off, and I just kind of left that conversation, just leave it there. And I had prayed that night, and I asked God to put my wife right in front of me. That's what I did. And I want to say it was like the next day. It was either the next day or the day after that. Like it's within a week. And she had asked me something, and then we started talking, and then it just kind of we just started talking. Dang, that was her right there. And then the time after that we talked, she had kind of put everything on the table and what she's looking for, and like the only person that would know the things that I want in a woman, or not even the things that I want, but the things that I like, would be my friend. And I have one friend. I got one. I'm getting more though. I would say I have a few now, but um, only her would know that I want a woman that's fine with having land and having chickens, cows, and all those things. She came out and said that. She said she wants land. I am 34. Back then I was 32. And you know what I'm saying? Like we're very, very close in age. So for you saying that you want land like me, and you know what I'm saying, like we're our age, that's different. And she talks about the things that she requires in a husband. Okay, all those, I fit all those things. And then she goes on to say what she has to offer as a wife. I'm just not even saying that. And I'm just like, yeah, 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 yeah. Just a mind blowing conversation. And then we just from that point. We just never stopped talking. Like, and she works nights, so like from I don't even know, from like 4 when I got off, we talked until probably like 12 every night. Sometimes later, which was nuts because she started working like 8. I don't know how we was doing that, but we was doing it. Um, yeah, it's a trip. I don't know why I was talking about that, just random rant, but really, find out what you want though. Like, seek what you want, and then fellas, let's go to the guys. If you are just out here sleeping around, quit doing it. Quit doing it. I know it's the short, you know, the short term emotion, but if you're not willing to like marry a woman and just have like girlfriends for like years, bro, you don't want her like that, bro. Put her down. Like, not put her down. Don't put her down. But leave her on the shelf or walk away. There's no reason. There's no reason to, like, at all. And then like when you're saving yourself time, and then you're not gonna damage her as much. But like the lifelong girlfriend, bro, that needs to be out. Like, this, I be thinking about it. Like back when I was like in the world and I didn't like follow Christ, that was like that's what I thought the norm was. I thought I was going to have, baby moms, and I was gonna have like a girlfriend that was pretty much my wife, but not my wife. And I was just gonna pay child support. Like, that's legit what I thought my life was gonna be. Nope, praise the Lord. Not that at all. Um, the complete opposite. I am married. I have my daughter full time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild, and I think that's the thing is, people be, well, one, a lot of know people don't know Jesus, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's not a good thing, because I don't know what the fear is, because people put more like faith in worldly things, but only in Jesus can he like fix you, like, legit. Like, think of whatever you have like that bothers you deep down. He can fix that. Sounds crazy to our mind, to our thoughts, especially if you do not know God. In your mind, you'll be like, there's no way. Bro, I promise you, he can fix it. Like, I was molested, all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to beat women, all kinds of stuff. Granted, you can't look at me now and be like, oh yeah, he was like, no. Like, I would say some other stuff, but I'm not gonna keep repeating myself on here. But I mean, I wasn't the best person, and yeah, I was a drug addict. Like, bro, I was a junkie like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a drug addict. Um, but even when I look at those things, Like when I look at my life, and when it's like, especially since my daughter's been born, I was living with my aunt, and then like I had my daughter, I had my daughter like full time for like 5 years. Like the first 5 years of her life, I had her. I would say, uh, maybe, well, pretty much no, I had her full time, and then her mom started getting involved from like three and a half, 3.5 to like 5, and then she took me to court and I lost because I'm a dude and I'm from Oregon, and that just kind of took me down, and yeah, I got on drugs, like, and it's not even just because I was sad, but because I had too much free time. I didn't have my daughter. Like, well, I have to go back. So before I had my daughter, I just killed a dude. Like, I want to say like the year prior, I was still on probation when my daughter was born. So before that, I was just doing a whole bunch of drinking because mentally and spiritually I was messed up. And granted, yeah, I wasn't in jail, but that message, taking a life messes you up. It really does. And then I had my daughter, so that calmed down everything because all my energy and everything went into her. And so once I lost in court and I didn't have my daughter no more, I'm getting her 3 weekends out of the month. That is a long time with not having your kid. And you've had her, you've seen her every day. And then, I mean, towards the end, I was getting her half the week. Like, that's what we was doing. We was just swapping. I get 4 days, she'd get three, and then we'd swap it. Um, but if I wouldn't have got into addiction and to go as far as I did, I wouldn't have called out to him that night. I wanted to get clean, and literally from that point, I've done nothing but seek him. Not with my full heart. I'm not even gonna lie or sugarcoat it. There are times where I am not seeking him with my full capability, and that's just something I got to work on. That's everybody has their own walk, and everybody's walk is different. I'm just forward with mine because what y'all gonna do? Judge me? I'm not worried about that. That'd be another thing too. People be worried about like too many things with other people. Like, other people don't matter. Like, granted they do, but they don't. Like, there was a point. There was a point in my walk where I did not care if I died or not. Not that I want to not be here, but I like the veil was like dang near lifted, and all of these things do not matter. Like, what is this? What are you talking about? 1 second. That's a beautiful thing. Um, I forgot what I was talking about. Something about the. Oh yeah. So I didn't. It wasn't that. It wasn't that I wanted to die, but I realized I was revealed that none of these things matter. Nothing on earth matters. Everything you see is temporary. Even when you look in the mirror, that is temporary. That is your flesh. That's not who you are. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I wonder what our spirits look like. Like, I mean, that is a weird question, but I wonder what our spirits look like in the spirit. Like, it's kind of random. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Um, yeah, man. So many things, man. Man, I think one of the biggest things is checking your heart posture and checking who you are as a person. Pastor was talking about that on Sunday. Was basically like looking in the mirror, and the longer you stand, what was that? The longer you like stare at yourself in the mirror, the more you see your flaws and the things that you want to change. Now, it is hard for the average human to really stew on who they are truly. Um, Me, because I'm an oddball, I've done this throughout my life. Now, not so much as younger, but once I hit like 18, once I hit 18, 19, I just isolated myself, complete isolation. I mean, besides, like where I was living at, them was the only people that really seen me. I mean, I would leave and like go get like some weed or something. But besides that, I was just in my sister's room, like really focusing on why I am the way that I am, which that takes a lot. That takes a lot to really dive into yourself and pick pick yourself apart. Like, yeah, back then I was really abusive. Um, Always getting into some, like shootouts and stuff like that. I had only had a couple at that point, but either way, um, what what makes us the way that we are? Like, and everybody has a compass, everybody has a scale on their morals and all those things. If you don't, if you're not checking yourself on the things that you do, that's scary. That's what makes you a dangerous person. When you don't have any morals, or you don't check yourself, because you're just gonna continue to go down this spiral of self worth, and other people don't matter. You can't live your life where your actions are not checked, not even by other people, but by yourself. That's what make men great men, is listening to other people, like, on their character flaws. Because I mean, I've heard it multiple times. You're like this, you're like that. People don't say the same thing about you unless it's true. And if it's something that you shrug off, or something you just don't want to hear, it's going to be part of you. You don't want to be. You don't want to have bad traits, like, oh, you're a narcissist. That's not a good trait. This is a terrible trait. I was called that a couple times, but it is what it is. I don't. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, because that's the thing too. Like, people really don't understand like the power of God. Like, I'm telling you, like, to the flesh, it'd be like, man, what are you talking about? But when I tell you, like, I had so much shame and guilt and anger, and I had everything. And it's just gone now. Like, now I can pretty much talk to anybody, like, with love and understanding, not soft, like, not at all. I'm not gonna turn up on you, but it's, if you don't want to hear, then you don't want to hear. I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Depending on our next conversation is depending if it gets if it gets brought up again, or something else gets brought up. But I mean, it's read Psalms. Like, go to any form of Psalms and just read. Actually, just read up on David. I know AI stuff, but actual David. This guy went through it all. Like, granted, some stuff is wild, but I mean, when I look back at my life and things like that, like that's how I got redeemed, because for a long time the devil had me convinced that I was not worthy of heaven, and I could only be this type of person because I did these things. But no, God tells us no, that's not the case at all. And when you look at David's life, so I want to say it's Psalms 51, but there's one of his wives. He had a bunch of wives. He had a wife named Bathsheba. Bathsheba, he had seen her taking a bath in front of his palace, and he told one of his soldiers, "Hey man, go down there and get that girl down there." I'm paraphrasing, not what he said, but that's pretty much what he said. He said, "Go down there and get that girl." And he had said that that's such and such's wife. He said, "Go and get her." So he brought Bathsheba up, slept with her, and then the husband was out at war for David, right? David called him from the front and had him come back home and said, "Sleep with your wife," because he knew he slept with her, and the whole nine. So he was like, "Sleep with your wife." And the dude was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna leave your side," because he was like a lieutenant or something. Like, he was high up there. Sorry, don't mind me, don't mind me. But he was like really high in the ranks. So he didn't sleep with her, bro. David sent this man to war, sent this man back out, and told his other lieutenants to go deep into war and retreat, and don't tell him. He sent that man to his death. But with all that, I never did that. I ain't backdooring no dude for no woman. I'm not doing that. That's kind of different. Um, yeah, like David's sons was trying to kill him. Like, he's hiding in caves, and like, people was really trying to kill David, and David killed like thousands of people, like legit, like killed thousands of people like with a sword. And because when I got in trouble, I'm like, oh yeah, well I did that. I can't go to heaven. Nah. But unless you get into the word, you wouldn't know that. And reading about David, if God loved him that much and had that much favor on David, my one, I don't like to compare myself, but my one compared to David's thousands is nothing. And then it goes into, like, is I'm trying to think of how they say it because I don't want to butcher it, but paraphrasing, it's innocent blood. That's an issue. When you go kill for kicks, or just for being wicked, that's what makes you go. Now, for a self defense case, that's something different. Like, I think even going to war is different. Now, the reasons that we go to war, like now, I don't know. I'm not going to say none of that. But I know all the people that go to war, if they give their life to Christ, you know, hey, there's a spot. as long as you're living, the way you're supposed to be living. Because there's a lot of people that be fans. They be fans of God, but they don't be disciples. You know, and that's the hard part. Like that's the hard part. Yeah, man. I got up on the church's little what is it? It's like a Bible study. I was talking on the mic. That was terrifying. That was terrifying talking on a mic. Man. But I mean, it was cool. I really wasn't doing that besides talking about, stuff as well, because I could just talk on here and not be worried about it. There's only like, I don't even think there was 10 people there. There's probably like 6 people there. Yeah, I had to watch what I said because my daughter was there. But I mean, besides that, there's a lot of people watching online. And then I got a pastor sitting right in front of me, staring at me the whole time. And then I got the other pastor online telling me to talk and all this other stuff. Man, better quit playing. But I feel like, pastor was talking about being put in uncomfortable situations by people like pushing you to do more. And I mean, God's playbook and the things that He does, like the plans that He has for us, makes no sense to us. Like we cannot understand it. Like we can't. Like my wife was when we first was like talking. I'd say like probably the first year, she couldn't understand like really my walk because my walk is so blind. Which I mean, it sounds crazy, but I kind of this is kind of what I've been doing for the last 5 years. It's been very blind. Like even how I got my apartment, I called 211. Yeah, I called 211, and like 2 months after that, I got a dude called me. And was like, "Hey, look for an apartment." Word, all right. And then I got Section 8 after that. That's what I said. We can't see it. And then if I wouldn't have had a 2 bedroom, I wouldn't have been able to get my daughter. I wouldn't be able to. My first apartment was a 2 bedroom apartment, which is crazy. My credit score is pretty decent. I got like a 720, which, you know, not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad like at all. Uh, yeah, working on my credit. It's a very important thing. I don't know how much is gonna matter considering the way our economy is going. You know what? I feel like we should keep the government shut down for another 2 months. 2 months is kind of long though. I think certain areas of the government should open up, but I think food stamps for sure should be cut off. It should be cut off. I think a good portion of the money that goes to food stamps should just go to like a food bank or food banks where they get like a bunch of rice, beans, flour, oil, salt, you know, baking powder, those things like staple foods. And the people that are on food stamps can go to those places and get some of those things. Y'all got TikTok. Y'all can learn to make bread. Hey, my wife makes bread. Oh man, get you a woman that knows how to make bread, man. I'm telling you, it'll change. I'm getting fat. I ain't had no bread in a minute. I'm getting fat. I don't know what happened, man. I don't. Like I was down to like 220 when I came out here. I'm back up to 228. I gained 3 pounds in like a day. This is crap, man. I forgot to tell my missus that she's losing weight. I'm gaining weight. This is some crap. That's all good though. I ain't tripping. This fat need to move around. Yeah, it's crazy being married though. Like it really is. It's very interesting. Um, the difference because granted, like I already like kind of felt married. Like I was already like doing the things, but actually being married changes everything. Like that actual agreement, like is different. Um, haven't had a ceremony yet, but you know that's cool. I ain't tripping on that. It'll come in time. It's not a. It's not necessarily a rush. I don't. To me, it don't matter because I already told her like a long time ago that yeah, it's crazy. I knew I was gonna marry her like the third month. That's wild. Probably the second, honestly. Oh yeah, going back to that. I don't know if y'all was here. It was like a minute ago. So as we were talking, and she said all the good stuff about what she had to offer as a wife and what she requires from a husband. After that conversation, I had, nope, it wasn't. We had talked for like another week, and I had asked God in prayer if she's the one I'm supposed to be with. And as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I got a message on my phone on Messenger. I continued to pray and finished it. I looked at the message. The message was from her sister, and she was like, "Yeah, she's finna come pick me up." She said she's gonna marry you one day, and I was like, "What?" So I had to call her and get on her. I was like, "What you mean you gonna marry me one day?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah." I was like, "I bet." So I said like a month goes by, and it's kind of like the same, the same stuff. Like she's not changing. I'm not seeing no flaws. And it's not even flaws. Everybody has flaws. Let's not, if somebody is too perfect, there's something wrong. That is something else. Don't fall for that. That's that's a slip. But I mean, I've always told her just don't change because that's what I don't want. I don't want to be with somebody and then they change. I love you for you. That's it. There's nothing else. And yeah, it was just I can't remember something that happened, and I can't remember what it was, but I don't know. She dealt with it very well. I know she can calm me down. Like if I do ever get to that point of like blowing up, I know she's a person that can like calm me down. Um, by me like just like looking at her. Um, yeah, I prayed and was like, is she the one I'm supposed to marry? And as soon as I get done with saying that, I get a message on Messenger, and then I get done praying, look at the phone, and it's her mom. And her mom is like, "Oh, I'm so happy you guys are together." Blah blah blah. I was hoping you guys would get back together, and this so nice because we wasn't telling nobody. Like I didn't. Well, I don't really talk to my family that often, but I wasn't telling nobody because it doesn't matter. Like I don't talk to you guys anyway. Like I talk to my mom and dad, my grandma, Besides that, I really don't talk to a lot of people in my family. I got a couple little cousins, and that's it's kind of what it is. Yeah, man. Seek the Lord. Praise the Lord. I be mind blown sometimes that I'm like just right here, like where I'm at, because this is crazy. You know how long it took me to get in here? You know how long it took me to get here? It took me like 2 years. Yeah, because yeah, I was talking about moving up here. Shit, after like 3 months, after finding out that like she's the one that I'm gonna marry. Oh yeah, I was. And I got my daughter like shortly after that on like an emergency order, and then yeah, then court was just strung out. But I mean, I get it. I get it because it's not on our time at all. It's on everything is on God's time, which is like perfect timing. Even though it don't be seeming like it, it truly is because He's not gonna give us something that we're gonna fail with. Like if you aren't getting what you were asking for, that means there's a lack of something that you're doing. And it sounds rough. It sounds rough saying that. And like, what do you mean? But as somebody that cares about you, why would I give you something that you are not ready for? That does not make sense. If I give this pile of money to you and I know that you just spend money and you're not good with money, I'm just gonna hold it for you. It's the same thing. And plus, like, say I got my daughter any other time before I did, spiritually I don't think I was completely there. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. I'll say that now. I'd say I wasn't there. But in that time, so many things happened. Like my mom got sober. So my daughter never spent time around my mom because my mom was an alcoholic. And I had to grow up and deal with that. So once I had my daughter, I just kept her away because I didn't want her to have the same kind of trauma I did or to get like an impression on this lady that I love because she's my grandma, but she's a drunk. So she has no knowledge of that. Like sounds weird, but she has zero knowledge. Well, she knows, but she didn't have to experience any of it, you know. And now that my daughter's at her age, she only knows my mom for being like how I remember my mom. Like she's like the best grandma in the world. Sounds rough. Well, why'd you keep your daughter away from your mom? Well, mom was alcoholic. Well, that's not a reason. Well, to me, it was. And it gave me a lot of trauma. And I didn't want my daughter going through it. But she didn't know her. Now that she knows her, she knows the best part of her. That's all she knows of my mom. Like, that is like the dopest thing. Granted, yeah, you didn't see her for 8, 9 years, 8 years. But now that you're around her, she's like the best. Like, yeah, that's to me, that's a win. Um, and then like now, shit, mom can have her like whenever she wants, like, because I don't feel weird with my mom's my mom's teachings or anything because I know how she taught me. I was just rebellious. That was the thing. Is that was a me thing. I think it's 10. I'm gonna go to sleep. Oh, yep, it's 10. All right, y'all have a good night. Praise the Lord.